Well, good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. By the end of this week, Donald Trump will have been president of the United States for a total of 6 months. If it seems like 10 years, that's because from a news perspective, there's been about a decade's worth of drama packed into a bewilderingly short period of time. Donald Trump has dominated virtually every story in America since the day he was inaugurated. Almost all of them have been hostile. Now, given that, it is amazing, it's remarkable how many of the people who voted for Donald Trump in November tell pollsters they still support him. How's that possible? Well, as Henny Youngman replied when asked about his wife, compared to what? Trump may be badly flawed, you could make that case, but the people who hate him have gone crazy, sometimes hilariously so. Here's the latest attack. Not only is the president an immoral Russian stooge, he's fat.
Is the president fit? And I want to read part of it. In the modern history of American presidents, no occupant of the Oval Office has evinced less interest in his own health. He does not smoke or drink, but his fast food, red meat, heavy diet, his aversion to exercise, and a tendency to gorge on television for hours at a time put him at odds with his predecessors. I mean, is this ultimately in keeping with a personality that is about a lack of discipline, Ben? He not only takes golf carts in places on golf courses where they're not supposed to be, right? But he takes golf carts to places where, like, other world leaders are walking.
So the same media figures who told you it was sexist to ask about Hillary Clinton's health after she passed out in public, remember that? The same reporters who ignored Obama's Marlboro habit for years are now fretting that Trump doesn't spend enough time on the Stairmaster. Sitting in a golf cart is now a sin. But you know what's even worse than sitting in a golf cart? Sitting next to Vladimir Putin at dinner. Today, the press expressed shock that during an event at the G20 in Germany, the president voluntarily spoke to his Russian counterpart. Watch this.
I don't think there's anything normal about the president having an hour-long meeting with Vladimir Putin outside the presence of any American witness.
It is suspicious when the president appears to be coddling Vladimir Putin as he did as a candidate and now as president. This is Vladimir Putin. This is a dangerous game he's playing. He's not telling us about it.
Eating with equals coddling. Dangerous indeed. And not just for the country, but for the White House staff who could literally die because of it. Now, Louise Mensch, who's a former member of parliament in Great Britain, is now a major source of Russian news for American progressives, announced with great confidence this very morning that members of the Trump administration will be executed for their Kremlin ties. According to Mensch, who we're quoting now, my sources say the death penalty for espionage is being considered for Steve Bannon. I am pro-life and take no pleasure in reporting this. But it's not just Bannon who's in peril. According to Mensch, the president himself could be headed to the death chamber. Quote, the evidence against Donald Trump is SIGINT. It is recordings, audio, and visual. It is overwhelming. He may indeed face the death penalty. Now, keep in mind that just this spring, Louise Mensch wrote about Russia for the New York Times, the paper of record. What was just a year ago considered fringe and embarrassing is now regarded as totally mainstream among liberals. Can this get crazier? That's the question.